He struggled for so long and nobody knew.
I didn't think it was necessarily like a medical issue. I just thought it was something that I had to deal with.
I would notice the same routine and the repetition, and then that didn't feel too normal.
The most frustrating thing is that you can't control it. And it just kind of comes when it comes, that feeling.
I feel like nobody's ever been honest with him. They just kind of, they laugh or they think it's funny.
I sort of learned to deal with it, but it's uncomfortable, and why deal with that if you don't have to?
You feel much better now?
I do. I feel much better.
When he started this, it was just kind of like a different person. I couldn't believe how quickly it worked.
Are you surprised that it worked the way it did?
I was pleasantly surprised, yeah, that it worked the way it did, yeah, for sure.
And it'll keep getting better.
I was shocked, I'm not gonna lie. I could not believe the difference it made. And once you start to feel that change, you become addicted. You don't wanna stop. Today I'm going to tell you about an embarrassing story about my husband Mario. It's a story that no one has ever heard before. Some parts may gross you out, some parts will probably make you laugh, but there's one part in particular that might bring tears to your eyes. Well, at least it did for me and my new friend Jada.
Hold on, I'm sorry because I teared up a little bit. People will say great, good, and wonderful, but it's more than that. It's, I feel refreshed. I feel amazing.
Are you curious? Stay with me, okay? It'll all make sense in just a few minutes. No matter what, the ending of this story is going to surprise you. It'll probably even change your life for the better, like it did for us. I'm Courtney Lopez, by the way. You've probably seen my husband, Mario Lopez, on TV or heard him on the radio. We've been married for more than 10 years. We have 3 kids and 2 dogs, and our family is just always on the go. Gia's got gymnastics, Dominic has wrestling, Santino is just the unpredictable wild child. We never know what he's gonna do, and Mario's jumping from set to the studio where we host a radio show together. All while I'm trying to juggle my own career as an actress, producer, entertainment reporter. Being a working mom in a busy family of 5 is very stressful, especially when your husband is secretly dealing with digestive issues. In fact, that's why I'm making this little video for you today, because we have had some really tough times along the way.
I didn't think it was necessarily like a medical issue. I just thought it was something that I had to deal with.
What Mario is going through is something that millions struggle secretly with every single day. And most people like Mario have tried everything to feel better. The problem is, they have no idea what's really going on in their gut that's making them bloated, gassy, and uncomfortable. I knew immediately I could help Mario, like I do for all of my patients and celebrity clients. I just needed to make some minor tweaks to his daily routine.
Dr. Kellyann knows her stuff, and I will be forever grateful to her for what she's done for me and my husband. You see, what we stumbled on during Mario's secret health journey last year changed everything, not only for him, it changed everything for me, for our family, and for our friends. And I just know it can help you or one of your loved ones too. It's a really old and kind of calming eating habit, a habit that can help you look and feel better in just a matter of weeks. In fact, this little technique is so powerful, it has even helped hundreds of thousands of folks lose weight when nothing else worked. Now, before I get too far ahead of myself, I want to be clear, I'm not saying that you can sit on the couch all day eating bonbons, feel good, and just magically lose weight. We all know that that is not possible. You still got to make sure to get up every day and move every day. And if you want to feel and see the difference, there are certain foods that are going to be off limits for a bit. It's okay. However, you can still indulge in some of your favorite treats now and then without the fear of bloating or gas or getting that icky, I gotta go feeling right now in your gut. Believe me, I can relate to that one, remembering how many times Mario and I have been together at a dinner or a red carpet event, and there doesn't seem to be a bathroom close enough for comfort. The best part, the key to this plan is something that you could do anywhere, and it only takes a few minutes a day. I mean, it's faster than brushing your teeth every morning. I know that because just this morning, Mario did it while I was brushing my teeth, and he was done before I was. The crazy part? This does so much more than help ease bloating, smooth digestion, and weight loss. It can also give you more pep to play with your kids or your grandkids, which I needed, and actually enjoy family time without worrying your body is going to backfire on you. Like we've been able to do more often in recent months. It's been great. You can free up to indulge more in your favorite hobby or sport. For Mario, that would just be jujitsu, wrestling, or boxing. For me, it's a date with the gym, Pilates, spin, whatever your thing is. You can have better skin without expensive lotions or creams. That's huge for me. And you can have the best sleep of your life. I needed it. You know, that deep sleep where you wake up and actually feel well rested? Gosh, that is the best, right? You can really experience all of that. And all you have to do now to get on that path is just sit back, relax, and listen to our little story all the way to the end. Because I can all but guarantee what we discovered when Mario hit his lowest low can help you too. And there's a good chance whatever you're struggling with, whether it's digestive concerns, bloating, weight gain, dull skin, a lack of energy or sleep, they can all be traced back to the same thing that was making Mario miserable. I'm convinced it's why I was so bloated too and tired every single day, and my skin was starting to look a hot mess. I mean, it's something that millions are just unaware of. I had no idea this was a thing until recently. So listen, it's okay that you may not know about this either. Mario and I were always committed to a healthy diet and lifestyle. I mean, we had access to world-class doctors and nutritionists, yet we were still in the dark until one person, Dr. Kellyann, shed some light on what was really going on, and she told us how to fix it. This can take hold of even the best of us, yet the great news is you can do something to stop it today. What we learned from Dr. Kellyann is that it all has to do with strengthening and sealing the gut, as she told us.
You know, your gut is connected to every system in the body. So when you strengthen and seal the gut, everything starts kicking in and working better. Your immune system, which is connected to the gut, starts firing. And the feel-good hormone serotonin, well, it's manufactured in the gut too. So when your gut is healthy, you don't just feel healthy, you actually become healthier. And you know what I like best? Because of the gut-brain axis, your brain actually works better. Because of the gut-skin axis, your skin is actually more beautiful. And even your joints are better protected. All when you start strengthening and sealing the gut.
And now I should mention real quick, in case you're wondering, Mario knows I'm doing this. I'm not doing this behind his back.
Good luck, honey. I know you're gonna do a great job.
I love you.
I love you too.
You see, here's the truth. You ready? Mario has privately been struggling with some embarrassing digestive issues. I mean, his gas was horrible. You literally would run out of the room. His bathroom habits were disgusting. He was constantly complaining about what he described as a fuzzy feeling in his gut.
It's awful, to be honest with you. It's just an awful feeling and really stresses me out.
He was not exaggerating, okay? You could actually hear how awful it was. I mean, we always have the same position when we're watching TV. I always lay on my right side and lay on his stomach. And most nights it sounded like 4th of July was going off in there. I mean, fireworks were going off in his gut. Whatever was going on, it was not good. It got so bad that I couldn't even hear the TV anymore because his gut was so out of whack. And I was not changing my position to watch TV. But here's the scary part. It all became such a regular part of our routine that we thought it was no big deal. We just kind of learned to live with it. We thought it was normal. I mean, we figured Mario's still in great shape for a man of his age, so it couldn't be anything serious. We had no idea that at the time there was something kind of nasty going on in Mario's gut, and in hindsight, probably going on in my gut too. It's something we learned millions are struggling with every single day without even knowing it. Something that was giving Mario a lot of digestive drama. Something that can make skin blotchy, like I noticed on my face, horrible. It makes the belly, blow up like a balloon. It makes it a lot harder to lose weight. It sucks our energy dry. It even messes with your sleep, which, by the way, was making both me and Mario pretty cranky in the afternoon. Looking back on it, we should have done something about it sooner. And if I knew then what I know now, our story would be so much different, like yours can be if you stick with me here. You see, I remember when we first started dating and he would disappear to the bathroom, I thought, does he not like me? Is he bored? Like, what is he doing in there? I'm not kidding with you. There was one dinner where he went to the bathroom 3 times. 3 times in one dinner. And that's why I eventually told him, by the way, I said, Mario, listen, we need to do something so you feel better. This isn't normal. It doesn't have to be this way. The funny thing is, Mario is always talking about your health and how it should be your top priority, because without it, what else really matters in life, right? That's why last year we decided to take our own advice and made it our top priority to get his gut right, to search for reasons and answers, to find a natural way to settle and soothe his angry tummy. Because Mario is not the type of person that's gonna throw a chemical-filled prescription at it. I mean, he prefers a more natural way, and so do I. He's also not the kind of guy that's gonna stop eating what he wants when he wants. Mario loves to eat. He will out-eat anybody. I mean, he's a proud Mexican. That's a country with rich food heritage. I swear the taco truck can feel him coming a mile away. They've always got a dozen tacos ready with his name on them. Plus, I'm Italian, so we're always eating pasta. We always like to drink margaritas and have a glass of wine on occasion. I mean, we're human, and we're not gonna give that up, and you shouldn't have to either. And thanks to the incredible Dr. Kellyann Petrucci, a doctor who actually took the extra time to really get to know Mario, to ask him the questions that no doctor had asked him before, to go beyond conventional medicine, to find something that checked all of our boxes: simple, convenient, nutritious, delicious, affordable, and most importantly, it actually works. Mario has never felt better. I'm not smelling things as much. He's not stuck in the bathroom anymore. His angry tummy is finally happy. And when I saw how great he was sleeping, and oh my gosh, his skin, it never looked better. And that's when I got into it too. Can you tell? Go ahead, look closer. I just turned 40 and my skin has got this new glow to it. I'm no longer bloated and I'm full of energy 24/7. You can feel and look great too if you just get into a few simple habits, starting with one simple thing every day that we do. All right, so let's get right into it. So it was about a year ago when Mario finally opened up to a good friend at his gym about his digestive issues, and this friend told Mario to look into a little something called bone broth. Now stay with me here, okay? I know it sounds crazy. At least I thought it sounded crazy at first too. But it turns out there's actually a bunch of science behind it. And get this, we discovered a really nifty way that you can easily add bone broth to your day without even thinking about it. More on that in a second. I want to finish my story first. So you see, when a friend suggests something to Mario that might help him, he wants to try it immediately, everything. So when he first brought up bone broth, I didn't hesitate. I said, okay, sure, why not? Well, then I found out how long it takes to cook bone broth. 12 to 24 hours. No. I'm not doing that. I mean, look, I love my husband. I love cooking, but I just don't enjoy cooking that much. And I don't have time to stand over a stove all day long. Who does? So I did a little research to see if there was an easier way, you know, mom looking for shortcuts. And that's when I discovered that Dr. Kellyann is the expert on bone broth.
Bone broth's been around for centuries, and we know this from records of so many medical legends. I mean, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, recommended it to patients thousands of years ago. And Nurse Florence Nightingale was known for bringing it to hospitals. It was actually called beef tea back then. And so now I'm just bringing this ancient superfood back on the table.
It's low calorie and full of nutrition, and that is when you win every single time. The weight just rips off. I couldn't believe what was happening. I started using it on patients. They couldn't believe what was happening.
As a doctor, when you see typical transformations, it gets your attention.
And while we had seen Dr. Kellyann on TV, we had never met her. So with the help of some of my husband's friends and his connections, we were lucky enough to finally get our chance.
So what made you at this point want to start talking about what was going on with your digestive system and the struggles you've had?
We'll be honest. Married now, got 3 kids, not going anywhere.
No.
And it's not exactly the most comfortable topic of conversation, but I'm mature enough to recognize that this could help a lot of people that might be a little reluctant to talk about it.
Yeah.
And so I want to be able to kind of tell people that, hey, you know, you can live a healthy lifestyle and you don't have to have these struggles necessarily if you don't want to, and this is something that can really complement your life.
When we first sat down to chat with Dr. Kellyann, I remember thinking, there's no way bone broth could be the answer. And then she told us about the real problem we all are facing. And you might have even heard it on the news recently. Harvard researchers are calling it, okay, I know it sounds gross, leaky gut syndrome.
Think of leaky gut syndrome like this. Your gut lining is kind of like a giant coffee filter. You know how a coffee filter holds the coffee grounds while letting only the water and flavor flow through? Well, that's exactly what your gut lining is supposed to do. It's supposed to let out only the good stuff you eat, like vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. And it's supposed to filter out the bad stuff that doesn't belong in the body, like waste, toxins, and bad bacteria. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Your gut lining could be weak and porous, especially if you've been experiencing poor digestion, poor skin, aging joints, or weight gain.
So remember how I said it's not your fault? Well, that's because leaky gut could very well be to blame for your struggle too. In fact, we've learned from Dr. Kellyann that we've all been bombarded for almost all of our entire lives with so many toxins that are causing millions to develop a leaky gut without even knowing it. Toxins like processed foods, sugar, alcohol, pesticides, even antibiotics. It's practically impossible to avoid a leaky gut. So we need a way to protect ourselves from it.
When these everyday toxins get into our system, they sort of attack the gut lining. This weakens the junctions or the connections that hold the gut lining together. And that creates more space for those toxins to leak in the bloodstream and make their way through the body. And then you can develop things like brain fog, low energy, dull skin, weight gain, uncomfortable digestion. However, I truly believe strategically adding the right premium grade bone broth to your routine is the best defense against all these things.
So how does this little bone broth trick protect you from the unhealthy consequences of a leaky gut? What makes bone broth so special? How is it different from regular broth or soup? How do you make it? Well, those are all the questions that I asked Dr. Kellyann. Long story short, she said it all comes down to a very special protein. If you're anything like me, you may have thought protein was only for muscle building. You work out, pound the protein shake, or it's just the chicken or steak that you ate last night for dinner. That's not true. While it's true we're supposed to get at least 50 grams of protein every single day to build and repair muscles and bones, Dr. Kellyann really surprised me when she told us about studies that show certain parts of protein can strengthen the gut lining too, to help protect your body from leaky gut and those leaky toxins, to help everything, keep running right from top to bottom and even soothe the stomach. I like to think of it like how aloe vera lotion soothes the skin.
Protein is made up of something called amino acids, and there's a total of 20 amino acids. Now, 11 of these are made in the body, but the other 9 amino acids, well, we need to get those from what we eat. What many don't know is that certain non-essential amino acids become essential to the body during periods of high demand or stress. And premium grade bone broths got a couple of really important amino acids lacking from a lot of people's diets: glutamine and glycine. Notable global studies now suggest these 2 amino acids in particular can help strengthen and seal the gut, which can lead to a healthier and happier digestive system.
Since you're still hanging out here with me, I'm going to let you in on my absolute favorite premium grade bone broth recipe, courtesy of Dr. Kellyann. And here's a little secret Dr. Kellyann told me. There are 3 things bone broth must have if you want optimal results. And believe me, there are a lot of generic bone broths out there that do not have all 3. Number 1, it's got to be low in sodium, like less than 250 milligrams, because too much sodium can actually cause more bloating, which is the opposite of what anyone wants, right? Number 2, it's got to be high in protein, ideally at least 15 grams per cup. Dr. Kellyann says that is a must, because anything less than that is not really going to do anything for your gut or your skin anyway. Number 3, perhaps most importantly, it's got to have the right protein.
In order to be an effective bone broth, or what I like to call premium grade bone broth, it must contain hydrolyzed collagen. Hydrolyzed collagen is a very special protein that's really easy to digest because it's already been broken down. This allows the body to absorb and use it even quicker, which gives a huge boost to our digestion.
You heard that, right? She said collagen. The same thing in all of those expensive skin creams is good for our guts too. I mean, I've been rubbing this stuff on my face for years. So to find out there's a way to get even more collagen from the inside out to help with digestion, skin, joints, and sleep was so exciting, especially considering the fact that Dr. Kellyann told me that we actually lose like 1% of our body's collagen each year, starting in our 20s. I didn't like hearing that. That means by the time we reach our 40s, like me, we've lost 20% of our collagen we need to keep our gut strong and our skin smooth and wrinkle-free. Bottom line, our bodies desperately need collagen to rejuvenate our skin and strengthen our digestion, especially after turning 50. I mean, that's only around the corner for my husband. Believe it or not, that's this year. And I'm not getting any younger either, sadly, which is why we both followed Dr. Kellyan's advice. And thanks to our new bone broth habit, we easily get at least 15 grams of high-powered protein like that, which is helping Mario with his digestion so he can stay active and feel more energized. Adding bone broth into his diet has been life-changing for our family, for sure. Mario's no longer running off to the bathroom. He doesn't get that fuzzy feeling in his gut anymore. He's not worried about spending a day on the red carpet or doing a live interview. We're both so thrilled with our skin now. My jeans have never fit me better. And like Dr. Kellyann taught us, the benefits go way beyond that.
When you strategically add premium grade bone broth into your lifestyle, the results are just incredible. Whether you're struggling with your digestion, your skin, your joints, or even your weight. Like so many women, after I turned 40, I started to pack on the pounds. It was like no matter what I ate, I was bloated and the weight just kept creeping up. And it wasn't until I added this bone broth into my diet that my health got back on track. I lost 15 pounds in 3 weeks, and I've kept it off for more than a decade. I feel better now than I ever did in my 40s, and since then, people from all over the country have reached out to thank me for their own weight loss transformations. It's truly remarkable.
I lost 16 pounds in 3 weeks. I've lost 13 pounds.
I lost 22.2 pounds.
I'm losing 10 pounds a month, 8 months into this. My gut at 265 pounds was 54 inches. Last Saturday, it's 34 inches. 20 inches off my gut, and I feel incredibly blessed. Lost almost 100 pounds.
Wow, that is unbelievable. You've lost 100 pounds. You're incredible.
You came on my radar, and it was just like the answer to a prayer, because this thing that I had been searching for that I had no clue existed all of a sudden was there.
Oh my God, that is the best news ever.
Can you believe Kristen's story? Her transformation was so dramatic, she made it onto the cover of Women's World. Can you believe that? When Dr. Kellyann first shared her story with us, I mean, I was blown away. 100 pounds in 8 months? That's amazing. I thought bone broth was just going to help Mario with his digestive issues, and now it's clear that what we put in our guts matters in so many ways because it affects every single system of our body, including our weight, just like it did for Kristen. And don't get me started on sleep. Adding a cup of premium grade bone broth before bedtime helps us both sleep like a baby.
Remember that amino acid in collagen called glycine that studies suggest can help protect your gut lining? Well, science out of the Institute of Innovation in Stanford University shows that the same amino acid can actually lower your body temperature and calm your mind so that you can fall into a deeper sleep faster.
Okay, so now for the bad news. There are so many bone broths at the grocery store that it's hard to know which one to choose, especially since Dr. Kellyann says there are a lot of cheap, generic, low-quality ones trying to rip us off. Like this one. It's got 460 milligrams of sodium and only 10 grams of protein. Now remember, Dr. Kellyann warned us that high levels of sodium can lead to bloating, which is why her premium grade bone broth recipe only has 225 milligrams. And she firmly believes that you gotta get at least 15 grams of protein for results that you can see and feel. Now this bone broth has a similar protein content, but look at the sodium level. It has 550 milligrams. That's way too much. That's more than double the amount you get in her recipe. Check out the ingredients. Do you notice anything missing? No hydrolyzed collagen in this one. Okay, call me crazy, but ever since we started eating the right bone broth with the right amount of protein, the right level of sodium, and the right type of hydrolyzed collagen, our lives have been so much better. Mario says he feels stronger, a lot more energized, and even a little more flexible. The best way to describe it is like a little extra pep in his step. Now, when people notice the big change in Mario, they comment on how I've changed too. And the peace of mind I get knowing that I'm protecting my skin, added bonus. And I'm gonna let you in on an exclusive opportunity to try Dr. Kellyan's premium grade recipe today.
This is really perfect for anyone that's dealing with digestive issues. The protein is gonna help strengthen and seal the gut. It's gonna fill you up so you don't overeat and then have that bloated belly after a meal. And the hydrolyzed collagen in there is going to support joints and skin so that you can stay active and youthful for as long as you want. And of course, there's that glycine. Well, that's going to help that deep restorative sleep that we all need to feel energized, happy, and ready to take on the day.
And for all those reasons, we decided it was time to open up and make this video for you. Now, I admit it was a little hard choice to make at first, because I know by doing this, people might start looking at my husband a little differently, maybe even saying, TMI, Mario. And everyone's gonna wanna talk about it. And I know it would have been so much easier, of course, to keep hiding Mario's health secret from everyone. But then, we thought of how many people like you we could actually help. Good people who are worried about their digestion, their skin, and their body as they get older like we are. Active people like Mario who worry about their joint health and mobility, even people who want to get their diet in check so they can lose weight. And with some encouragement from Dr. Kellyann, we knew it was time to tell the truth and do this. We're always promoting health should be the top priority, and whether it's your digestion, your joints, your weight, or your skin keeping you up at night, Dr. Kellyan's bone broth could very well be the thing that you need for a healthier and happier life too.
It was actually my patients and some of my celebrity clients that convinced me to do this because they kept coming to me saying the same thing over and over. Dr. Kellyann, I love your bone broth recipe, but I don't love making it. Because even though the ingredients are pretty simple, making traditional bone broth isn't anything like making instant soup. So my real challenge was to find a way to make premium grade bone broth loaded with all those landmark ingredients I found in my research that's convenient and easy while still flavorful and affordable. And while there's a lot of bone broths popping up on the store shelves and online, my latest recipe is formulated specifically to help support your health.
Just 1 cup of Dr. Kellyan's bone broth has at least 15 grams of digestion-soothing, skin-supporting, cravings-reducing protein. That's the protein you would get from almost 3 eggs or an entire burger, but without any of the extra calories. She came up with an exclusive home-style recipe. Okay, I want to get this right. It has 100% grass-fed bovine hydrolyzed collagen. Now remember, she told us that's the best form of collagen because it allows your body to absorb and help reap every single bone broth benefit, like better mobility, joint support, skin support, sleep support, help managing hunger and cravings, a stronger digestive system, and maybe even a slimmer waist. I can tell you from experience that the hydrolyzed collagen is so important. And not all bone broths are gonna include that, by the way, which is why I love Dr. Kellyan's bone broth so much. You get the bone broth you need and the hydrolyzed collagen you need together, perfectly combined in 1 delicious cup to help strengthen your digestion, crush cravings, and support skin and joints. No need to take a bunch of pills, capsules, or gross powders. This is an all-in-one broth that's low carb, low calorie, low sodium, 0 sugar. No matter what flavor you choose, you can't go wrong. From home style to Thai lemongrass, to rosemary thyme, to French onion. They are all so good. I love this one. It's my favorite. It's got that rich caramelized onion taste with the silky texture of traditional French onion soup. It tastes so good. It's actually hard to believe that it's good for you. You see, unlike canned soup from the store, it is loaded with health-boosting premium grade bone broth and hydrolyzed collagen. It's so tasty, you can drink it like a tea or like a coffee, and you also can incorporate it in many meals. I use it to cook rice. Mario loves brown rice with the bone broth, and since I'm Italian, I'm always cooking pasta, so I just swap the water for the bone broth, and I let the noodles absorb all of those healthy ingredients. And since Dr. Kellyan's bone broth comes in a convenient powder, you can make it in just seconds. You open the packet, you pour it into a bowl or mug, add 8 to 12 ounces of hot water, stir it up. That's it. I like easy things, and that's what's most important for me, that it's easy. I mean, there's really no thought process to it. And with 3 kids, 2 dogs, always busy, you know, I'm always looking for little shortcuts. And then it tastes good, which is so important. We drink this, or I cook with this every day, whether at work, relaxing at home, it doesn't matter. I love that you can take and make these packets anywhere, and you're not stuck in the kitchen cooking all day. It's my thing.
Traditional bone broth is made by simmering high-quality chicken and beef bones with carrots, celery, onion, garlic, bay leaves, kosher salt, and apple cider vinegar for at least 12 to 24 hours in order to release all of those vitamins and minerals, and most importantly, the collagen protein that's locked inside the bones. And for years, my patients and I would do the shopping and the chopping and the cooking to make our own bone broth. But it was a lot of hard work, really time consuming, and hard to keep up with. So I dug into the science to see if there was an innovative way I could make it easier and more convenient. And that's when I teamed up with one of the best culinary health research teams in the country to create a new bone broth recipe. We've spent years tracking down the absolute best bone broth ingredients that landmark studies have shown can help strengthen and seal the gut lining, support bones, joints, and skin, curb cravings even. But getting all of those ingredients combined in just the right amount and with the right delicious flavor was darn near impossible. I nearly gave up after the 7th and 8th try. So I'm proud I kept going and created a savory and satiating recipe that's changing people's lives.
In using the bone broth, I definitely feel like it's strengthened my digestion. Whatever combination of collagen is in this bone broth has made a better impact than any of the other collagens I've used. I'm definitely noticing foods that normally would cause me to be gassy specifically, I'm not anymore.
For me, it was a pleasure and a delight, and quite frankly, one of the easiest things I've ever attempted to improve my health.
You just sip on it throughout the day. It's delicious, and then you don't get hungry.
So when I did get the bone broth into my system, listen, let me tell you, not only did the weight reduce, but as you see, the skin has brightened up and cleared up. It changed my life. It changed my health. It's great to hear somebody say, Jada, you look different. You looking good. Thank you. And then when they say, well, what you've been doing? Well, I did the bone broth.
I love drinking my bone broth at night when I'm relaxing on the couch because it helps settle me and I sleep better, which is great. But a lot of my friends have swapped their coffee for it or they drink it with their lunch, and it actually makes a really good snack in the afternoon.
It took me years to create this proprietary formula. In fact, we tried 9 versions before we got it right. And because I discovered the perfect combination of bone broth, protein, and hydrolyzed collagen with that glutamine and glycine in it, it immediately goes to work simultaneously supporting your digestive, joint, and skin health, as well as helping you to crush your cravings, fill you up without feeling bloated, and improve your quality of sleep so you can both look and feel years younger.
Dr. Kellyann told me that back in the day, her premium grade bone broth was only available in batches so small that she would sell out in days for as high as $8 per cup. That's almost $250 a month when you decide to drink it every day like I do. And even though I firmly believe investing in your health is worth every single penny, Mario and I also want you to get more for your time for sticking around with me today. And of course, Dr. Kellyann agreed. So we decided to take a risk and invest in your health too. We are devoted to reaching and helping at least 1 million people with bone broth this year. That is why Dr. Kellyann and her team just ordered their biggest batch ever, so they could get the price per cup down so low that you can stock up right now on a supply that'll last you months without the worry of running out. But like all amazing deals, there's one teeny tiny little catch. I'd like you to do me a favor. If you promise to tell your friends and family about Dr. Kellyan's bone broth and help us spread the word to reach our goal, then you can have her high-quality, collagen-rich formula for the Lopez family approved price of only $4 and some change per cup. That's almost half the original price. Now, for those of you who like to shop at Whole Foods or other specialty grocery stores, you can get Dr. Kellyan's liquid bone broth. It's great too and a very convenient option. However, if you want to save some money right here, right now, listen to this. When you click the button below, that's going to give you exclusive access to the Lopez family approved price of only $4 and some change per cup. With 3 different options, giving you the power to pick what feels right for your needs, I highly recommend starting with the best value option of 6 boxes. And today it costs just one payment of $178. That's 42 bone broth packets for less than a price of coffee and a donut every morning. And as a special thank you, Dr. Kellyann has agreed to throw in free access to her digital bone broth diet e-course. That's a really big deal. That's amazing. This course has 44 videos containing all of her bone broth tips and tricks. And if you need to lose weight, you'll definitely want this because it also includes her famous technique on how to combine bone broth with a little intermittent fasting to lose up to 15 pounds and 4 inches in just 3 weeks. Yes, you heard me right. Did you know that you can drink bone broth while you're fasting and it won't spoil your fast? My favorite video from Dr. Kellyan's e-course is number 17, so I suggest you watch that one first. It's where Dr. Kellyann reveals all of her favorite yes foods you can eat while following her bone broth lifestyle plan. Yes to bacon, yes to sweet potatoes, yes to avocado, oh my gosh, and so many more delicious foods paired with bone broth. You usually gotta buy this separately for $97, but since I really bonded with Dr. Kellyann, I convinced her that we needed to throw this in for free as a special thank you gift for spending your valuable time with me here today. All you gotta do is click the button below now to get started.
Courtney and I relate on so many levels. We're both moms, we're both career driven, and we're both so passionate about health. And she's just an amazing wife and mother. So when she asked me to do this, it was just a no-brainer because my love for bone broth runs deep. And I truly do have it every single day. And I know it's responsible for a lot of the successes I've had in being slim, having better digestion, and I don't have all the bloating anymore. It really helps me to stay looking younger than my age, keeping me healthy and having more energy than most people. I mean, I can pretty much outrun anyone in energy, except for Mario and Courtney, of course.
Okay, now if 6 boxes seems like a little too much to start with, that's okay. Just go for the next option. 4 boxes of bone broth or 28 packets for $119. And if you're the type of person that likes to dip their toe in the pool first, well then you are going to love the 2-box supply for only $60. And no matter what option you choose today, you're gonna get that free bone broth diet e-course. Though I do urge you to just dive right in and snatch 6 boxes up before we run out. Seriously, Dr. Kellyan's bone broth has sold out 3 times already this year. And as the word spreads about all of this, which I know it will, even though they placed their largest batch ever, it's probably gonna sell out again, especially some of her most popular flavors like French onion, that's mine, and rosemary thyme. This is your chance to try Dr. Kellyan's bone broth in any flavor you want that's still available for a full 60 days with very little risk. What I mean is, if you don't love it as much as we do, no worries. Just send it back for a refund. Dr. Kellyan's customer care team will take whatever's left and give you a refund minus a small processing fee. Because nobody should be punished for trying something new to better their health. Instead, you deserve to be rewarded.
More than ever, I think that people should always make their health their top priority because if you don't have that, what good is anything else, right?
Okay, so you love bone broth, I love bone broth. So tell me a little bit about why you love it so much.
Well, I like it because for a few reasons, it sort of helped settle my stomach, which is great. But also, I love soups and stews and stuff like that, and it's just delicious. And you can kind of mix it up and put some noodles, rice, and chicken and stuff in it.
Yeah, it's really versatile.
It is versatile.
When Dr. Kellyann found out that spicy Mexican-style seafood soup was Mario's favorite, she used her bone broth as a base and showed up at our house one day to surprise him with her very own Mario-inspired mariscos recipe.
Really good, Kellyann. I'm gonna incorporate this into the rotation.
because I haven't had the...
Please do, it's an honor.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
Mrs. Lopez will, I should say.
Oh,
not
yeah,
me.
Ms. Lopez will.
What are you waiting for? It's time to join the bone broth revolution the way Mario and I and millions of others have. Just click the button below. Choose what's right for your health journey. And I highly recommend adding 1 cup to your day. That's what we do. It's our secret weapon to try and age in reverse. And for best results, give it a full 60 days to see what happens with your gut and your energy and your skin. And remember, if you're not happy, you can always send it back for a refund. So go ahead, click the button below and check what's available and lock in this special Lopez family approved price while you still can. Once you place your order, then please tell your friends and family too. We sure did. Our friends rave about it. Even our parents are getting in on it, which makes me really, really happy. And by the way, it's super easy to spice up too and make it your own, like Dr. Kellyann did for Mario with her Mariscos bone broth. I cannot say it enough. Everyone should really be drinking this stuff. Tell them, Rhonda.
Drinking bone broth changes your life. It makes you feel like you can live another 50 years, 100 years. I get emotional because it's life-changing. It's a lot. Thank you.
It was just shocking. And to watch just everything on me shrink. It's something that works in your real life.
You don't necessarily have to give up certain foods or change your lifestyle completely to get healthier, but you can just complement it by adding Dr. Kellyan's bone broth to your diet.
Right from the first cup, you might feel a difference with better digestion, fewer cravings, and improved sleep. Bottom line, your body is going to have exactly what it needs to work at its best. So click the button below now to get started. It's never too late to give yourself the gift of better health, because your health should be your #1 priority. I mean, without it, what else is there? Work hard, stay focused, do the right thing. That's my husband's motto, and I try and live by it. And I think if we all do that, the right things will happen for us. I'm Courtney Lopez, and thank you guys so much for listening.